I just think that some books, like, they just seep into your psyche. I have loved books before. I have favorite books. But there's something about this book right here that I don't even know the moment when it happened, but I was just like, I'm obsessed with this book. And the more that I think about it, that has to be Vanessa. Like, that's Vanessa on the cover, right? That's not Joan, because I don't remember who she was described as, but I looked her up when they were talking about Marlon Brando, and Vanessa compared Joan to this woman, and I looked her up and she was like blonde. So I don't think this has to be Vanessa on the cover. Anyway, I just think there's so many quotes in this book that just left me like, for example, my favorite one in this entire book. First off too, like, I love this cover, but this, so cool, so pretty. Look, Vanessa said, pointing up towards the western edge of the sky. Hercules. Joan did not speak. The whole sky makes sense to me now, Vanessa said, because of you. And Joan thought, oh no, 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 no. When I read that, I had to step away from this book. I was reading it on my rock, and I got so giddy, and I had to get up and bike 2 miles to my house and think. I literally listened to the music. I want to reread this every single day. Like, I just want to read it. I'm obsessed, like obsessed. I want to read it and then get my memory wiped and then read it again, and then get my memory wiped and read it again. I will never be able to read this again. I'm gonna stop talking so fast. I will never be able to read this again for the first time. And I'm just like getting so many, like, looking up reviews and videos so I can just see other people's opinions. How can you dislike this? I have never read or listened to any description of God in a movie, in a book, in a show, or anyone's words. Like, I've never agreed and resonated with the description of God ever until I read this. Like, literally everything she was saying, I'm like, verbatim, this is what I feel. Like, that's what I feel. And that was just, it's just so wild, like, to read that and feel like validated, like, oh my god, Joan sees it too. I'll admit, I was kind of confused in the beginning. I was like, what? I don't know all these names. There was a lot of names in the beginning, and the space talk I wasn't really fully grasping, but I don't know what it was. I just thought about it. I read it over the span of 4 days, and I couldn't stop thinking about it throughout that time. And this is the day after I read it. I finished it outside. It was at like 6 or 7 p.m. and it gets dark at like 8, and I had, I think, a little over halfway to go. I'm just laying on my hammock, and I finished it when it was nighttime. So I looked up and I saw the stars, and I am able to point out the star in Aries or Aries or whatever, the red one in the constellation Scorpius, because of her. Also, look, this is that quote. Joan was just so wonderful. It took, I think it's literally exactly halfway into the book. That's when their love starts. I didn't know, does that mean it's gonna be more love heavy or more NASA heavy? I thought it was more romance heavy, I think, in my opinion, but I don't care. That was great, because I don't read romances. I have 90 books kind of right here on my floor, and I'm gonna read them, but none of them are romances. The first half of the book was really her getting to know everybody, and you just feel that tension between the two characters. And then during like the halfway point, they actually start, you know, falling in love, and it's so refreshing to see and read conversation. I feel like in books, when people say like, oh, that's my best friend, the main character has a best friend, but you never see dialogue between the best friend, it's never anything. Or that's my romantic interest, but there's never like an actual conversation. It's just I think about this person all the time and I love them, but it's like, how you don't mentally stimulate each other. And I loved the conversations, I loved the family dynamic, the milkshake thing, just them going on dates, just them talking to each other. Just I cried. This is spoiler, by the way, but I sincerely feel like we read this book, like we read it with both endings, because I thought she died, so I acted as if she died, because like my reaction, I was like, oh crap, she's dead. And so I had an authentic reaction of me thinking she was dead, and the last page she wasn't dead, so I was like so I thought she died, so my reactions were like she actually died, but then she didn't die, and so it was like, oh my god, they get to live life together. This is my second Taylor Jenkins Reid book. I've only read Daisy Jones and the Six. I didn't think it was insanely good. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4. This one's a 5, obviously, and I really want to read her other ones now because I loved the way she wrote this. It just made me think she did so much research and she just tied it all in to an amazing story. That's very intriguing to me, to love to do research as a job and then know it well enough to be confident to write about it so millions of people can learn about it too. It makes me think of my 15-year-old self, just being obsessed with the constellations, and I kind of lost that. I've always enjoyed outer space, but I used to love to know about it, and I knew Lyra, I knew Vega, but I can't like figure that out now. I know Cassiopeia, I know the Big Dipper and Little Dipper, Ursa Major and Minor, and I can see Scorpius and Sagittarius, but I want to know more. I want to know more, and I knew I was gonna like this book. I knew I was gonna like this book just by the author's note. I can't get over that. Like I get so happy over simple things. Goodness. The author's note, I knew I was gonna love it by the author's note. I was like about to cry in the author's note. I think everyone's character, besides Barbara, goodness gracious, I was never bored. Some parts felt simple, but that was great. I love this book. I love the cover. I love that her glasses are this cover right here. That's awesome. The part I knew that I was obsessed with this book, when they broke up, I was in shambles. I was outside. I love reading outside. Such a great atmosphere. I was in unless you have a dog and they bark every 10 seconds, but I was in shambles, and I was like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with them. Like, they love each other. Are you kidding? At the payphone? You're not breaking up with me? Like, that's crazy. Like, that's so... I was mad they were breaking up. I've never cried over a breakup in a book before. I need to read all of her books. This book, I'm like, I want to reread this again. I want to reread it. I want to like erase my memory and just reread this. I had no idea what it was about. I had no expectation. I love learning what I did learn about it. The flight deck, the mid deck. And I got the Walmart cover, the Walmart exclusive version, and look, extra stuff, extra content it comes with, like what the ship looks like and the latches Vanessa had to put together. As a reader, you're gonna visualize something and you don't even know if it's 100% true or not. It's just true to you because it's your visualization. Like, I read this book because it's an amazing book. Like, it inspired me to learn more about space, and it inspired me to redecorate my wall of like a celestial traveling wandering theme. I believe that I will recommend this till the day that I perish, when it was at the end, and she was just talking about how just grateful she was to have met her, even if it was only for 3 years, how lucky she was for God to give that to her. Read this book. Just read the book. Just read the book and display it everywhere. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't get it. I'm so dramatic and I love it because I love this book. Bye.